Okay, this is a spiral review video for 1113. I'm going to go ahead and get started. It says, what is f of 3 for the function 5x minus 6? So we learned in class that f of x equals y. So this number inside of here is x. So we don't know y. So essentially what it's asking is, when x is 3, what is y? Or another way to look at it in a table is, when x is 3, what's the y value? Okay. So a couple of ways to do this. What you learned back in middle school would be to take that 3 and replace it right there. 5 times 3 minus 6. And then we're just evaluating, which means do the math. 5 times 3 is 15, minus 6. 15 minus 6 is 9. So f of 3 equals 9. Okay. Some ways to do it in the calculator. Since f of x is the same as y, you can go to y equals on your calculator and type in 5x minus 6 and do second graph to bring up the table. And you could just look in your table to see what goes with 3. So that's a couple of different ways to go about that problem. Number 2, just simplification. So this is just, we've simplified by combining like terms and distributive property. So look for anybody who is the last name xy squared. So that guy does. So in my calculator I do 11 plus 8 is 19 xy squared. 9x and minus 18x. So in my calculator I do 9 minus 18, negative 9x. These are unlike terms, so I'm done. Total pay is a function of hours worked. On the graph below, label the x and y axis with the independent and dependent variables from this situation. So total pay depends on hours worked. Okay. Y depends on x. So y is total pay. This is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So this is total pay, and this is hours worked. Okay? What is the range? So this is what are the y's for this function given these x's. Best way in my eyes, make a table. These are x's. What are the y's that go with that? So we would go to y equals and type in negative 8x plus 2. So negative 8x plus 2 in my calculator, hit second graph. That's going to bring up the table, so I'll scroll to negative 8. My calculator tells me 66. Then I go to positive 2. Calculator tells me negative 14. Go to positive 4. Negative 30. So my range, we go in order from smallest to biggest, so negative 30, negative 14, 66. Okay. The other way, old school way, you could take these, plug them all in right here. So negative 8 times negative 8, 64 plus 2, 66. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16, plus 2 is negative 14. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32, plus 2 is negative 30. So you could plug them in that way. So what number will be in the 33rd figure? So you could try to continue this out 33 times, or you could try to come up with the rule. If I couldn't find the rule, I would go out 33, but to find the rule, all you have to do is create a table. The first number is negative 1. The second number is 5. The third number is 11. And the fourth number is 17. Once we make a table and we want a rule, we do stat edit. So we do stat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the L1 side. On the L2 side, negative 1, 5, 11, 17. Stat calc 4. So we go calc number 4. Enter all the way down. And I find out that the rule is y equals 6x minus 7. I want the 33rd. So that'll be y equals 6 times 33 minus 7. So I'll type that in my calculator. 6 times 33 minus 7. 191. You could try to figure out the change here. What's this going up by each time? It's going up by 6s. So you could just keep doing that. It took a while to get to 33, but you'd eventually get there. So Chris Paul scores 20 points a game. He has already scored 400 points. How many games will it take him to reach 1,000 points? Okay, so we can solve this. We can set up an equation and solve it. We want to know when he's going to equal 1,000. He already has 400, plus he's scoring 20 per game, so 20x. Put the line down, switch colors here. Minus 400, minus 400. I put this underneath, not like what we've been doing in class. These are the same numbers, so you can subtract them. So that's 600, 20x divided by 20, and x equals 30. So it's going to take him 30 games to get to 1,000. One expression for the perimeter of a rectangle if its width is x plus 2 and length is that. So anytime I'm doing geometry, I'm going to make a picture. X plus 2, 4x minus 7. These sides are the same. Those sides are the same. Perimeter is add up all the sides, so I'm going to put 1s here. That's 4, 5, 9, 10 x's. 2 minus 7. So I'm going to type this in my calculator. 2 minus 7 plus 2 minus 7. So I just typed in all these in the calculator. So 2 minus 7 plus 2 minus 7 is negative 10. So 10x minus 10. Domain are the x's. So what are the x's for this function? Domain equals 2, 4, 6, 8. And this is discrete data because it's individual points. Here we're going to solve. Draw my line down. I look for simplification. I can simplify that. That's 5x plus 28. And double rainbow, that's simplification over here. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Now I got to get my x's on one side, so we move to the left. So minus 6x. 5 minus 6 is negative 1x. Plus 28 equals negative 24. So minus 28 to both sides. Negative 1x equals negative 24 minus 28. It's negative 52. Divide both sides by negative 1. And x equals positive 52. That's an important one. This is definitely going to be on your checkpoint. Domain, left to right. It's left to right. I went from negative 2 to positive 2. Domain is x, so x goes in the middle. I start out with less thans, closed in dots, get me equal to underneath them. And I switch range, bottom to top. So how low does it go to how high does it go? Crosses at negative 4 and negative 2. It's always bottom to top. So y, less than's in the middle. Black dot and it touches, black dot and it touches. So that's your domain and range for that one. This is a continuous function. Anytime it's connected, you got to have the equal to signs in it. Is this a function? Explain why or why not. So we learn to tell if something's a function. We look at the x's, negative 2, 3, 2, 5, 6. Sorry, negative 2, 3, 2, and 5, 6. This is yes, because no repeating x's. So there's no repeating x's with a new y. Negative 2, 3, 2, 5. Also, if you went on a graph and went over 2, up 3, and you went over 1, 2, 3, up 5, you went over 2, up 8, you went over 5, up 6, and then you do the vertical line test, you only hit one dot. So again, this is yes because it passes the vertical line test.